Hello everybody, welcome to another wonderful episode of the Sunday Talk with yours truly, the Puncher, once again. So, this is our last talk show before WrestleMania airs this Sunday, and let's talk a little bit about Raw while we are at it. To start Raw off, we saw The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar go at it on Monday night, exchanging fists back and forth, and then Brock Lesnar had gotten the advantage over The Undertaker by landing an F5 on him. So far the feud's really boiling out between the both of them, and I'm really looking more and more forward to the match on Sunday, so I really think Undertaker will rest another grave to add to his streak this Sunday. Let's talk a little bit about the tag team division. Although I am glad the Usos are the tag team champions, but problem with this whole thing is the fact that they didn't add a whole lot of tag teams to the match this Sunday. First off, the Usos are able to defend the tag titles, but it's in a kickoff match instead of on the actual pay-per-view. I mean, first of all, they claimed they were trying to build up the tag team division, but put it on the side instead of just putting it on the actual pay-per-view where people are more excited to see the match. But the other problem is there's not a whole lot of tag teams in the match. They could have done like a gauntlet or turmoil or something like that. But the fact that they don't have a whole lot of tag teams in there, and they throw the Los Matadors in the match where they haven't even done anything in the past several weeks, and all of a sudden they deserve to be in the top match, no thanks. Sorry, but I disagree. So, anyway, on to a little bit of Diva talk. This time there's not much to say about the Divas, but this past Raw, Vicky had announced that it will be a single fall for the Invitational Championship match. Now, here's a problem that I have with it. There's 14 people in this match altogether. You're just do a one-fall match. I mean, it would be nice to do either a Battle Royal or a gauntlet match, something like that, with AJ Lee trying to beat every Divas, and she's done that almost on the roster. But to do a one-fall match, I just don't like that whole concept and idea. I feel they could have done a lot more with that match than they actually did. But this past Monday, we saw a Lumberjill match where Naomi got the W on AJ Lee. I mean, like I said, I'm not sure if they're giving her the belt this Sunday, but we'll just see how it all turns out. For all we know, they could do some sort of swerve, but who knows really. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about Total Divas. I gotta say, Total Divas this past Sunday shocked me a bit, just because of the fact that there was a lot more backstage drama than there was even talking about part of the backstage wrestling world itself, where we saw tension between Summer Rae and Brie Bella, and Summer Rae and Natalya, where everyone's just yelling at each other. And to me, it's like, why is there so much high school nonsense going on with this whole locker room? Are they trying to accomplish that there's heat between everybody, and that's why we're all tuning into this show? Because I really thought they were building this whole show of being to talk about the careers of them backstage-wise, not so much all this high school nonsense. But, and Natalya, I gotta say, Natalya, you're beating around the bush and knocking around Summer Rae thing. It's getting old. I mean, grow up. You're a married woman now to Tyson Kidd. You're grown up now and everything. You can't deal with people the way you need to. You run your mouth all the time like you're a big crap and everything, and then you wonder why WWE hasn't given you a shot at the title yet, or even given you a run for the championship. But anyway, that's really all I gotta say about Total Divas, since this episode just was, I don't know, like, yeah, I suppose I could say. But anyways, so anyway, we saw, at the end of Raw, or in between Raw, we did see Triple H talk about how he dominated everybody, but Batista came out and said that, like, he hadn't beaten me yet, and right from there, everyone just kept coming out who was involved in the triple threat match, and it just was getting really heated, and then Triple H wound up making the match between Orton and Batista a no disqualification match, but then the match wound up ending in, I guess, no contest, because Bryan wound up running in at the very end, attacking Batista, Triple H, and Orton. Good for you. You got your revenge. I'm proud of that. I'm just hoping to God that Bryan gets W this Sunday. He absolutely deserves it. Yes, yes, yes. And I really hope WrestleMania turns out very good on Sunday. So, Now, for the next part of the show, we gathered some predictions and thoughts for this Sunday's WrestleMania, so let's see what people have to say. Yes, 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 yes!
I think the obvious winner for the Andre the Giant Battle Royal is going to be the Big Show. I think it's going to be horrible that it's going to be the Big Show, because it should be somebody new that they can put over, like Cesaro, somebody else, not the Big Show. I think tonight on Raw, because tonight is Monday, they're going to announce whatever this type of match is going to be, the stipulation or whatever. So I'm hoping that it's a gauntlet match, and hopefully Layla's first and gets eliminated first, so then everybody can go on with the rest of the show and not give a crap about Layla, because no one's ever given a crap about Layla. But I think I'm going to go dark horse and say AJ wins, despite having the title for so long and the whole Punk doghouse type thing. So I think eventually, if they did gauntlet, the best thing to come down to is that she just beats everybody, and then the last person's Tamina, and then she beats Tamina. So I think that's what should possibly happen. Next. I don't think Ryback's will go over. It's kind of up in the air between the Americans and the Usos. And they might play up that they want to break up the Real Americans the next night, so I think Usos go over and the Real Americans are the ones that get pinned, and it's a whole snafu between Jack Swagger and Cesaro, so then causes the rift. We go to the next night, we break them up, and Cesaro goes nothing but up, 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 because Cesaro equals writing. Next! It's always hard to guess what'll happen to John Cena in a big money match, because he always wins, and always comes from behind, and always wins. But I'd like to see Bray go over, because I think he needs the win more than Cena does, and Cena won last year against The Rock. So I'll go Bray Wyatt.
Lesnar.
Undertaker all the way. Keep the streak alive.
Well, H.
I think that's going to be really early in the show. I think they've gotten the fans used to the fact of Bryan doing double duty. Multiple nights in a row, we've seen Bryan not wrestle once, but twice. So I think they've gotten the fans used to seeing Bryan wrestle twice. I think they know that Bryan can go the distance for 2 matches. I think it'll be early in the card, but this whole Battle Royal thing, I don't know where that's going to shake it all up. But I see Bryan going over, and then I see him going to the title match where hopefully he wins the title match against Randy Orton and Bautista, because those two are awful. As my phone goes off, that's probably them tweeting me that I shouldn't be making fun of them. But here, the phone's going crazy again. The big thing I think would be a real linchpin for the night after is that Hunter comes out and he's all pissed that not Eden couldn't beat Bryan, and then Orton and Batista, his buddies, couldn't beat Bryan. And this big thing, like Hunter's reinstating somebody that he knows can beat Bryan, and out comes Punk, massive heel now. Everybody's pissed that he's not only that he came back in such a smug way, but he's with Triple H and he's going against his buddy Daniel Bryan that he's known for years. Which that's a huge might, may not, possibly, probably never. So I think it'll be a great show. The whole crowd will go yes, 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 yes.
Hi, and here are my WrestleMania predictions for the show, as my brother was just talking with the fact that, so to start things off, I want to say, as far as the Shield versus the Outlaws and Kane goes, I want to say that I would like to see the Shield go over, because they've been like doing this whole tease of possibly breaking them up, but I think that maybe if Kane and the Outlaws found a way to make the Shield lose, and it would cause a breakup between everybody, but who knows what can happen. I mean, it's WrestleMania, anything can happen, so it would be nice if the Shield went over, but we'll have to see how it goes. Next match is the Vicky's Divas title match. I'm really hoping to God that they may do a Gauntlet or Battle Royal match, just because I'd rather not see a single fall with everybody going at it at once, because that's just way too much for a match. My opinion, and who I would like to see win the title, I would like to say Layla, but I think they may give it to Naomi, because they were pushing her for the Divas Championship before she got injured, but don't know if they're going to really stick with those plans or not. But again, who knows what they may do with it and all that. But anyway, on to the Tag Team Championship. We have the Usos the Real Americans, Ryback, Axel, Los Matadors. The Usos just won the tag team titles recently, so I really don't think that they're gonna just have them lose the belts right off the bat. I would like to see Real Americans do a split and everything, but I'm not really sure. I mean, since it's WrestleMania, a lot of big things do happen, but oftentimes for big things that do happen, they tend to hold off on for later time, so I would say the Usos are going to go over in this match. The next one is The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. Hands down, Undertaker needs another victory, another grave to add to the streak and everything. The streak needs to live on. There shouldn't be no end to it. Now on to, what's the other match? Bray Wyatt versus John Cena. This one's a very tough one just because I would like to see Bray Wyatt go over because they're getting his character more and more over, but knowing how WWE books Cena, looks like they may just throw Cena their victory. I mean, it would be nice if he could put somebody else over other than always constantly putting over the other people and everything, but really, we'll see how the whole thing goes. But Andre the Giant Battle Royal, it's really tough to say who may win this match. I mean, there's so many guys in here. What I would have liked about the whole thing is if it was a mix of current and past superstars, but it's tough to say who's going to win the match. I mean, I really want to say if I can remember a good name, maybe Dolph Ziggler could go over in the match, but since he hasn't really done much on TV, then I don't think he'll get the W this time, but I really would like to say Bray Wyatt could win the match, but Cena may win the match, so who knows, really, who knows. Now, for Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, I really want to see Daniel Bryan go over in this match, just because Bryan has been getting pushed to the top ever since SummerSlam where he got his screw job and everything, and ever since then he's been working his ass off night in, night out to get the WWE Championship, and Hunter's been trying to find ways to screw him over. Rumors have it that CM Punk may, keyword may, cost Triple H the match for Bryan to be in the triple threat match at WrestleMania. But that's only a rumor, that's just a guess, and I would like to see Bryan win the match and go on to win the World Heavyweight Championship at the pay-per-view. So those are all my match predictions. Now my overall pay-per-view, I think the show will be great though, although it would be nice if there was more story to this show, but again, it's WrestleMania 30, I mean anything can happen, they can always add story later on to the show, but I think it will be a great show, I think it will be fun to watch, and I'm actually looking forward to it this Sunday.
Thanks for having me. My thoughts on WrestleMania, ready for this? Here's a bombshell. 75 to 95,000 people need to be chanting yes at the end of WrestleMania. That's what needs to happen. That is what people are paying to see. Daniel Bryan should be standing tall with the World Championship, fireworks going off, and everybody in that arena is chanting yes. If they don't do that, they're losing fans. Plain and simple. There can't be any other way. We can't have a Triple H screw job. Been there, done that. Daniel Bryan needs to walk away with the belt. He needs to beat Hunter. He needs to win the world title. Beast versus the Streak. The streak is intact. There's no question. If Hunter, if Michaels, if Flair, if Punk, if none of them can beat Taker, why is Brock going to do it? Absolutely not. Not going to happen. Taker's going 22-0. Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Some people think it's a wash. I think they could do something with it. As long as Big Show doesn't win. I get why he might win, but I don't think it should be Big Show. Put somebody else over. Hulk Hogan returning to WrestleMania. Love it. You know what would make that better? Mr. T, Orndorff, Bob Orton, and Roddy Piper all show up doing an in-ring segment. Needs to happen. 30 years. 30 years of WrestleMania. Started with those guys, should have those guys at the Big Show. You know who else should be there? Stone Cold Steve Austin. One of the biggest stars in the world. He needs to be there. For him not to be there would be totally ridiculous. Shield 6-man tag. I like it. I originally was kind of hoping for the triple threat, but I like the fact that they're fighting Kane and the New Age Outlaws. I think it's going to be really, really good. And I don't know. I kind of see maybe Rollins and Ambrose turning on Roman in the match, somehow becoming suits. I don't know, but that could be the big push for Roman. If not, they could split them up after. But that's my prediction for that. Vicky Guerrero Invitational. I don't give a rat's ass who wins that, as long as it's AJ. Cena has nothing to prove. He's the guy. Bray Wyatt needs to win, plain and simple. He needs to pin him clean. End of story. I'm going to go back to Daniel Bryan. For the first 8 or 9 WrestleManias, standing tall was the hero. Hulk Hogan, with the exception of WrestleMania 6, standing tall. He's a champion. He defied the odds. That's what WrestleMania was built on. WrestleMania 30 needs to end with that hero. The fans want it. I want it. You want it. Daniel Bryan, World Heavyweight Champion. Peace.
First of all, I think this whole Battle Royal is a terrible idea. It's just a cluster F as a way to get everyone on the screen. They're not even trying. It's a bunch of lazy writing. But if I had to pick a winner, it's probably Big Show or Mark Henry, one of the big dudes. And I hope it's not a yearly thing. I hope it's one and done. I never have to see it again. I'll tell you, I'm a big Billy Gunn fan, but I love Roman Reigns, and I hope Roman Reigns spears the crap out of all 3 of Kane in the Outlaws, and then I hope he spears the crap out of Ambrose and Rollins. Just make it the Roman Reigns show, and then put him in a battle royal and let him win that too. I hope it's the Usos. I could care less about frickin' the Mexicans. Who else is Ryback? So I hope they just don't even show up. Somehow they miss their plane because they both suck donkey peckers. And then I hope that the Americans break up and Cesaro kicks the crap out of everybody and forms a great tag team with Roman Reigns. Another, just like my thoughts on the Battle Royal, just lazy writing. They could have did so much more. It's just a way to get everybody on screen, so they just cluster effed it together. I hope AJ wins, but I doubt she will. But if you were to ask me for a winner, I can't even pick one. There's so many bitches in there. I picked John, but I want John to win, but it's probably going to be Bray. It should be Bray. That would help push his career more. John Cena doesn't need to win at WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt probably does. But big prediction here. His rocking chair will not work. It's going to break. Undertaker. I mean, it's going to be a good match. It's going to be brutal. But Undertaker's going to win. It's not even a question. I feel it's too obvious for me to say Daniel Bryan wins both. I have a feeling Triple H is going to walk out of WrestleMania with the title, and I don't like it. So I'm not really too excited for this Mania. I feel it's lazy. They've done a lot better in the past. This is just all thrown together, and it's schmaz. No, I think this will go, when we're looking at come WrestleMania 40, we're always going to remember WrestleMania 30 as being one of the worst, right up there with WrestleMania 13. First, I'd like to apologize for being late. I had inventory, and then my boss was naked, and I had to see her. So I apologize. And second, I'd like to thank you for giving me the chance to be on this show, but not showing my voice, or my face. Only hearing my voice. Now my thoughts on WrestleMania is I got some bad news. It's going to be bad. It's going to be very bad. I think everyone I hate is going to win. And my wife Karma is not going to be on the show. It upsets me. Now you asked me about the Battle Royal. I think Ziggler should win, but he won't. I think Kofi Kingston will win. What other matches are there? I forgot, because I had inventory. I think Kane's going to win. I really like Kane. Kane's my favorite wrestler. Remember, I'm Bad News Rich and I love Kane.
And
oh, it's going to be the bull. I love the bull. Yeah, Taquito. I love the bull. That's some good news.
and
Yeah, Taquito. Olay. Like I said, I wish Karma was in it. Karma's not in it, so that's going to be the match where I go do some more inventory. Olay! I hate John Cena. I hate his father. I hate John Cena. I hate Nikki Bella. I hate Massachusetts. But I love the Red Sox. I'm Bad News Rich. I'm just going to count how long it takes The Undertaker to get to the ring. After that, I could give a shit.
Reds.
I hope Taquito comes to the ring and wins the world title. Olay! Well, hopefully I can make it, because I'd like to have inventory. So if I make it, I'm going to bring things that we can eat that I counted on my inventory. And that is all.